I say what I have to say to Charlie, Robert, and Ronnie. Let me say that Chuck Cecil and Maxine Horner and Oklahoma Jazz Hall of Fame ought to be congratulated not only for bringing them home, but having one of the biggest and best Juneteenths ever and giving them a round of applause. I understand it may be number 15 in the world because you come. I think you come because it's free. Last Wednesday in this very auditorium, they inducted into the Jazz Hall of Fame some of the great musicians of our time. And one of those groups who were inducted was Barbara and Charlie Burton, who happens to be classmates of mine. And they paid great tribute to a music teacher we shared, Inez Black. They became world famous, and she flunked me in music. Right, I got on my red and black, but I ain't no Gap. It's something, Greenwood, Archer, and Pine is known all over the world, and that became apparent to me early in this year. I was speaking at Chicago State University about the terrible disaster we had here in 1921. And the lady who was to introduce me, her name was Laurel Stratford. Her grandparents owned a hotel that burned down the ride right next to Burnham. And the way she introduced me was through Greenwood, Archer, and Pine. And she introduced me by telling she's a great fan of the Gap Band. She introduced me by paralleling how Greenwood, Archer, and Pine rose from the ashes, and the Gap Band started in that same neighborhood from those ashes. And what the point she was making is not only does our city inspire African Americans everywhere because of their resilience, that the Gap Band carries that message. She mentioned something, I'm not much of a music person. She did an analysis of one of their songs, They Dropped a Bomb on Me. And she said, if you listen to that music, they're not talking about an ill-fated love affair. They're talking about a tragedy in our music, and they got it by the century. They dropped a bomb on us, right here. I was looking at C-SPAN this morning, and there's a hip-hop convention that's bringing together music professionals and producers and everybody that has anything to do with the language of that art. And Charlie, what they're saying is you guys have an impact and a mission. And what has to be done is what you've done all your career, is infuse that message for the masses. You dropped a bomb on us, and you've been doing it for years. So I want to tell you, welcome home, boys. I remember when you were on Denver. Now they in Beverly Hills. Got 2 suits too. So as I take my seat, I'd like you to help me join me. And you know, it's funny thing about black folks. When they put on a tie and a dress, they get sedity. Ain't nothing sedity about Charlie. We gotta bring him home. So we're gonna say, when I count 3, we're gonna say Greenwood, Archer, Pine, Gap Band, welcome home. Are y'all ready? Yeah. Can you say it loud? Yeah. Can you be soulful? Yeah. Can you be black? Yeah. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Greenwood, Archer, Pine, Gap,
Representative Don Ross, ladies and gentlemen.